Good morning, my student. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, the if clause and when. This is your grammar lesson in the 7th unit, Pioneer 7B, page number 71, and it's available in your booklet, page number 7 and 8. Let us start. I want from you to read these two sentences, then answer the questions that I want to ask you. I want from you to know exactly which sentence expresses a condition and which sentence expresses a routine, which sentence expresses a predictable result, and at the end, which sentence expresses more certainty. Let us read. We will buy some light bulbs if these do not work. We buy light bulbs when these do not work. I think you notice the difference between both. See the first one. We will buy some light bulbs if these do not work. So, we will not buy these bulbs if that one we have at home working. So we have a condition here in this sentence. If the light bulb's damaged, we're gonna buy another one, right? So the first one expresses a condition. A condition. If A happen, then B will happen. I'm asking you also, we will buy some light bulbs. Some light bulbs. Sorry, we will buy some light bulbs. Do you think that the speaker is certain about the result here? Definitely not. Why? Because we used here will buy. And you studied before that we use the modal verbs will, may, might, and so on. We just use them to show a predictable result. Predictable result, which means that we do not sure about the result that we're gonna have later on. Okay, so you concluded that the first one with if, we will buy some light bulbs if these do not work, expresses a condition. When A happen, B will happen. And this is what you noticed in the first one. They will not buy new light bulbs unless the previous one stopped working. And having a modal verb here, will, gives you a predictable result. Okay, let us move to the next one. We buy light bulbs when these do not work. And this is what we do in our life. If something damaged at home, definitely we're gonna buy another one. And this is our routine. This is what we do in our life. So this one, the second sentence expresses a routine. And notice in both clauses we use what? Buy and do not work. Both of them in the simple present tense. So it expresses a routine. Do you think that the speaker is more certain here in this sentence? Definitely he is. So this one, or this sentence expresses more certainty. No modal verbs, so no predictable results. Okay, let us see these examples also. I'm gonna show you 3 sentences expresses a condition and a predictable result. Let's start with the first one. If I study hard, I will pass. And if you do not study hard, definitely you will not pass. Okay? So notice in this sentence, we have a condition and we have a predictable result also. Okay? If I study hard, I will pass. I will pass. Okay? So if I study hard, this is A, and I will pass, this is B. If A happen, then B gonna happen. Okay? We have a condition here and a predictable result because we used here what? Well, a modal verb. Let us see the next sentence. If the store is near our house, we will walk to it. We have a condition here also. Notice if the store is near house. This is A. It's the condition. We will walk to it. And if it's not, we will not walk to it. Okay? So if A fulfilled, so the next part will be done. So we have a condition also and a predictable result because we use will in the second part. The last one, if I feel hungry, I'll eat some chocolate. Also, you have A, feeling hungry, will let you eat some chocolate. So we have a condition in the first part, if I feel hungry, and second part you have the result, which is B. So it is a conditional sentence. Let us see some examples about a routine and sentences shows more certainty. Let us see. When it rains, we carry umbrella, and this is what we do. When the weather is rainy outside, definitely we're gonna carry umbrellas. This is normal, this is routine. When it rains, we carry umbrella. We have no condition here. We are talking about a routine, and notice that we do not have any of the modal verbs in the result part. We have simple present, no modal verbs. So it shows more certainty. When we feel sick, we take medicine. Definitely, when you feel sick, you take medicine or you see a doctor, and this is a routine. This is normal. This is what we do in these circumstances. When we feel sick, we just take medicine. Another example, when I wake up, I drink coffee. This is my routine every day. When I wake up, I just drink coffee. As simple as this. Okay. We conclude that we use conditional sentence type 1 for something which is likely to happen in the present or future. Something which is likely to happen, that means you are not sure exactly about the result here. So it might happen and it might not. Whereas when is used to expresses a routine and the result is expected. Okay? Note. Sometimes, my student, we can use the imperative in the second part in these sentences with the conditional and with when. We can use the imperative verb to give instructions or to order or to give an advice or see the example here. If you need money, ask your father for some. Where is the imperative here? Definitely it is ask. Ask your father for some. I'm ordering him. Ask. This is imperative. And notice that we used if you need money, ask your father for some. It is a conditional sentence. Whereas the second one, when you feel sleepy, go to your pet. Where is the imperative here? Definitely it is go, go, go to your bed. And notice we use when. So we apply the rule here in both circumstances. With if, the conditional clause, and with when. Both of them we can use the imperative verb with. Okay. Sometimes if and when can express a response to a routine situation. But the difference here that when using if, the result is predictable, so you are not sure about it. When using when, the result is expected. See these examples. If I go to the shop, I'll buy a t-shirt. It is a conditional sentence with if, and see in the main clause we have I will buy a t-shirt. So we have a probability here. I will buy a t-shirt or I will not. We are not sure about the result. See the next one. When I go to the shop, I buy a t-shirt. Whenever I go, I get one. And that's it. Okay? When I go to the shop, I buy a t-shirt. Now let us move to the structure for the if clause type 1. Notice that the if clause type 1 consists of two parts. The first one, we call it the if clause. If plus simple present, and we have the main clause with will plus infinitive, and sometimes you can use the imperative verbs. Notice these sentences. My parents will get angry if I do not pass exams. My parents will get angry. Notice we have here the main clause with will plus the infinitive. Will plus the infinitive. And in the if clause, we have the simple present tense. It is in the negative form here. I'm asking you, can we switch the main clause with the if clause? So can I say, if I do not pass exams, my parents will get angry? Definitely we can. You can switch the main clause with the if clause and the meaning will not be affected. See this example? If the teacher doesn't explain the lesson, we will not answer the question. You have the if clause. If the teacher doesn't explain, you have here the simple present, and we will not answer the questions. You have the modal verb here with the infinitive. So let us move to the structure of when. When also consists of two parts. The first one we call when clause, when plus simple present, and the result clause, simple present, or you can use the imperative to give instructions or to give an advice. See these examples. When Sarah gets her paycheck, she pays her bills. In both the clauses, you have simple present, okay? And see the other Example, have your dinner when you reach home. Notice that we used here what? Have. This is the imperative. Have your dinner when you reach home. Notice in the first sentence, I started with the when clause, then the result clause. The next one, we started with the result clause, then with when clause, which means that we can switch also the result clause with when clause and the meaning will not be affected. So we can say, Sarah pays her bills when she gets her paycheck. It will not change the meaning. And in the next one, I can say, when you reach home, have your dinner. It's okay. So, we conclude after all this discussion that if can be used with imperative verbs to give instructions. Sometimes if and when can express a response to a routine situation, but the difference is when using if, the result is predictable, which means that it might happen and it might not. But when using when, the result is expected and it shows more certainty, which means the speaker is almost certain about the result. And if relates to a clause with a requirement only after A happen, B will happen, and this is what you'll mean by a condition. When A happen, then B will happen. This is our conclusion. Now, I hope that you got it, and I'm sure you got it. Now, please move to your 7th unit booklet, page number 8, and the student book, page number 71, exercise C. This is your homework. And that's all. See you next part.